Dogs and scpbetting.com. We will get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern time and serve live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and SCP Betting. Let's take a look at who's on the show with us here for today. With us, Al Ninos is with us. We got Millz Young. We do not. It's Jay Briggs with us, Dana, and we have Brian Bitler. We have Jovan Burts here. This is how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Bitler, Briggs, Burts, Ninos, Young, and then I will close this one out. All right, let's get this one underway here as we're ready to roll here with the show. We got 7 NBA games and one, of course, that Monday Night Football game. So we'll have a lot of NBA coverage, and of course, we'll have a pick for you from that NFL tonight. So let's go ahead. Let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, where he does great work up there. So let's bring in Brian right now. I think we're ready to start the show here with Brian. Brian, what's happening?
Not much. Christmas yesterday, 1-2 day, but Saturday 3-0. So it was an okay weekend. I'm ready to start off last week of the 2022 and get a nice run going to head us into 2023 in the right direction. Yeah,
it was interesting. Like we said 2-1. Yeah, I had 3. I wasn't putting about 3 premium plays, but because it's weird when you look at the NBA, you think, well, you like the game, and then you think, oh, it's Christmas Day. So it's always kind of tricky. Yeah. We've all been there.
I was happy with the New York Knicks until the fourth quarter took place, and the Sixers
blew
them away after
that. But Sixers have been on fire. They brought that home form to the road where they've been on fire. But speaking here, let's take a look. Speaking of a team on fire, it's the Nets now taking their show on the road here against the Cavaliers. Cleveland going to lay 2. Total sits here at 221.
Yeah, for me here, my free pick, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Monday night NBA big action. Too much love here for the Nets on the road, in my opinion. Cavs have been consistently good all season at home, covering 13 of the 19 games there. Cavs have also been excellent against the good teams, going 7-1 last 8 against the spread versus a team with a winning percentage above 600. And they also have been good on a bounce back off of a non-cover. A bounce back off of a double-digit home loss, 4-1-1 over their last 6. Nets have excited the bandwagon guys here as of late, but let's remember this Nets team, 13-35-1, last 51 games following a spread win. So they don't put together back-to-back covers very often, at least lately. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers at home, laying the points. I think it's down to -1.5, but -2, 2.5. I think they win this game by 3 points here.
All right, Brian says go ahead and lay the small number here. Do your shopping, get the best numbers here in this one. Joe Harris is out here for the Nets. It's just pretty much a backup guy. And Seth Curry also now has been moved to probable. So those are some of the changes here with that game. And I'm sorry, Curry now out of this one. So Curry out for the Nets, Harris out. So Curry, just again, these are a couple of bench guys that produce off the bench here, especially Curry. Seth Curry can give him some points. But again, the question is what Cleveland has had their moments at home. They've been a really good home team, but that one against Toronto, where Toronto just shot lights out in that one.
Yeah, luckily, the Cleveland Cavaliers at home have been a tough team to face. Toronto Raptors, I believe, are going to make a run down the stretch to close out the season, because I think Toronto Raptors much better than their record would indicate. Whether they close to being a little bit below 500, but Raptors, I believe that's the real Raptors team, the one we saw play the Cleveland Cavaliers the other night.
Yeah, a little lineup there. We're seeing some late money here on the Cavaliers now. I see 2.5s in one book. I see 2.5 in an offshore book. Ooh. And the one offshore book and U.S. book is getting 2.5. So there's plenty of 2s out there. I'm just pointing out there, and one of the sharpest books in the world has 2.5. So right now you better jump on that. If you like the Cavaliers, we better get it now, because that line is moving up. Cavaliers here laying 2 here against the Nets. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. It said 7 games here on the board from the NBA. Also, we have that one NFL game tonight on the board here, as we got NFL action and between the Chargers and Colts. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, tonight I got my NFL money shot play. I'm 22-11 last 33 in the NFL as far as premium picks go. You can get my money shot play for $30 at pickdogs.com, or my NBA total of the month right now 34-22. NBA run here, good for 61%, I believe. And then you got my $15 titanium play, which I haven't been too hot on lately, but overall 83 and 52, 61%. I think that's 135 $15 pick sample.
All right, guys, get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick.com. 1,450 units of profit in college football, and this is when the big bowls action begins this week. Heavy bowl games this week. Also showing great profit in NFL, 1,100 units of profit, showing profit in NHL, showing profit in NBA. All leagues for 2022 is Brian Bitler. So get on board. He has his NBA titanium wager up there, $15 premium pick. That is credit guarantee on the site, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, an NBA total of the month up there from Brian in there with the Monday night money shot from the NFL. He's got an NBA Monday night pound zone 3-pack. So he's going to come in with his 3 best bets tonight. Up on the board is big total and a couple from the NBA. So there you go with that. Also credit guarantee. But here we are on a Monday, and we know this week is heavy with bowl action. A lot of the bigger teams in action here. You get on board with Brian's 7-day all sports pass. Get all of Brian's premium plays here for 7 days, include all of his NFL. Remember, NFL Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Also, college football bowl games. Remember, we're getting that time of the year where we have lots of bowl games. I think there's 4 tomorrow. There's going to be 3 on some weeks, 4 or 5. Here are a lot of bowl games coming up this week under that 7-day all sports pass, as well as the playoffs, right? On the 31st, we got those 2 playoff games, so it's coming quickly. So get on board with Brian with the 7-day pass. Also include his NBA, his college basketball. We got a nice 5-game card. His conference season starts to begin here early. Here in college hoops, also NBA, NHL with a big card here tomorrow. 7-day pass is your best value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use the promo code PICK at checkout to save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brian, as always, a great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again on Friday.
Yep, let's close out the year red hot, and I'll see you on Friday. I'll be getting ready for New Year's. It won't be New Year's Eve, but we'll be getting close, and hopefully I'll be red hot by Friday.
Yeah, right.
Tony, have a good week.
You have a good week. All right, Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. I will continue, guys, with the show. Next up, we're going to go to Jay Briggs. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can catch his NBA Jam video every day over at Pick Dogs Premium, or actually on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You got to check that out. Doing great work there. Every pick on the board from the NBA from Jay. So check it out there on the channel. Bring in Jay right now. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on tonight, Tony?
Going great. Seen a lot of line moves. This one I had to go back and change the graphic on. I had to change the graphic on this one. We have the Timberwolves and the Heat here. This one opened 4.5 overnight. And I couldn't get that in because it wasn't in the line feed. But anyway, the T-Wolves here, our pick-em here now, a line coming down, total sits 221.
Yes, sir, Tony. Like you said, we've seen some line movement, especially here in his last 20, 30 minutes. The huge piece in that was Jimmy Butler was listed out now. No Butler for this one. Adebayo was listed out early. Adebayo for him. So those are the 2 main things moving this line. And a lot of people are hopping on the Timberwolves, and for great reason. That's where I'm at as well in this one. On the jam session earlier today, I told you to take them plus a 3.5. Now with Butler and Adebayo, I think on the money line is the right place to be. They win this game. The Timberwolves do. We go look at the Miami Heat at home, Tony. They're the worst cover team at home in the NBA this season. That would be shocking to some to hear, considering Miami was the number 1 team in the East last season. But this season at home, Tony, they're 3-13-1 against the spread. That's awful at home, man. The worst cover team at home. That's the worst cover team at home in the NBA right now. I can't trust them here, especially not without their top 2 players. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves come in here and who have been playing better basketball here recently, I think they get back to 500 at 17-17. And I like Minnesota to get this road win tonight.
All right, Jay, here on the show at a pick'em now. Yes, that line is moving pick'em with this late information about Butler out of bio as well. So you're right here about this Heat team. Tough to trust here at home. They opened up this homestand losing 2 in a row. They failed to cover 6 straight on their home court. And it's been here on the defense in these 6 losses at home. They sit 25th in defensive efficiency, allowing 117 points per 100 possessions while scoring just 112 per 100. So no doubt about that. It's the defense that's hurting the Heat. But again, the rotation's all screwed up because there's always cluster injuries with this team.
For sure, man, Tony. They're not sure who's going to be in every night. Just last week, the Miami Heat listed all 17 players on their injury report. as day to day. So it's really tough to know what's going on with this Miami team. Like I said, this was the number one team in the East last season, and now they have a negative record right now, and it's not looking good, not even at home, where typically Miami has always played their best basketball. So we just can't trust them right now. And if y'all watch my jam session, y'all know I have a do not bet list, and Miami's been number one on that do not bet list for quite some time, followed right behind the Toronto Raptors, especially for them on the road. But Miami, it's kind of crazy. Usually most teams play their best basketball at home, but that has not been the case for this Miami Heat team.
No, ain't no doubt about that. Now Timberwolves now to pick them here. Let me make sure keep an eye on this line, see if there's any more movement on this one. We're seeing, actually, believe it or not, I am in Vegas. We're starting to see minus ones pop up now on the Minnesota Timberwolves. -1 in many places. So hurry up and get that pick 'em. T-Wolves at a pick against the Heat. This one will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, a lot of line move because there's a small card. Everything's NBA focused right now. That's why you're seeing so much attention now on the line moves. So NBA on the board. We do have that one game here from Monday Night Football. Chargers and Colts doing great work over the last 30 days. 1,292 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dodge Prim by a really strong NFL season. I should say a really a really good NBA season this year for Jay. Jay's been on fire here in the NBA. Of course, we do have 7 games there on the board. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yes, sir. For me, Tony, I just got 3 premiums tonight. I got my best bet in the NBA, my $15 NBA Jam Session play. We dropped yesterday's play with the Memphis Grizzlies, but overall, this month on that Jam Session play, I don't have the number right in front of me, but we've been red hot on that play all month. Hence, that play has led us to number 1 on the site in the last 30 days. Y'all see the units right there, man. We're just trying to stay hot, especially on that play. So I think we've hit 3 of our last 4 on that play after dropping last night. So I love tonight's play, man. So we look to bounce back on that. So scoop up my $15 NBA Jam Session play. And I also have my NFL best bet up there. I have a play tonight in the Colts and Chargers tonight. So you can catch me at halftime as well with Mitch in that one. But yeah, I have a play in that, and then I have one more NBA play up there, and I got them all together in a 3-pack if you want throws in my Monday Moneymaker 3-pack, man. So you can hop on those. You can hop on them individually, man, or you can hop on something long-term, which is the best thing to do the way I'm running right now, man. We're trying to stay high, like Brian says, through the end of the year, start off 2023 the right way, but we got to close this one out first, man. So let's try to do that, man. Let's try to stay high, especially in the NBA, man, and let's continue stacking some units.
That's right. Stack units with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. Pim, 1,292 units of profit right now. Last 30 days, that's all documented over at Pick Dogs. Pim, of course, a great NBA season, 1,196 units of profit. All documented, as Jay was mentioned, his NBA Jam Session. His $15 premium play from the NBA is up right now on the board. Credit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, the NFL best bet on the board. And we're going to talk about this more for most of the show here. Their best value right now is that 7-day All Sports Pass. This is a huge monster bowl week here. All the big boys are ready to go. We got the last of the 2 minnows out of the way tonight. So we're going to be looking at some pretty big teams here coming up. Power conference teams now coming up. So get on board here with Jay with that 7-day All Sports Pass, 7 days of his NBA premium plays, college hoops. Remember the conference, got some conference games tomorrow up there as well. NFL, we got NFL Monday, Thursday. It's a 3-day work week this week. Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Big card on Sunday there, NFL. Include occasional NHL when he gets in, he finds something there as well. So 7-day All Sports Pass. But again, this is a very, very heavy bowl week this week. So that's a great offer right now with that 7-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that. 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. We'll catch you to that at halftime with that Colts and Chargers game. And we'll also catch your jam session with every game on the board NBA.
Yes, sir. Catch me tonight, halftime. Catch my jam session tomorrow. Tony, can I ask you a question before? Have you ever recorded a video and the mic was muted?
Oh, goodness.
And then you had to redo it?
Oh,
That happened to me this morning with my jam session, man. I recorded the whole thing. It was fun. It was done. Finna turn it in, and found out that the whole 20-minute video was muted.
Oh, God. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've done it live
that
before.
happened to me this morning.
The problem is the mute button is so close to you, it's tempting to push it, and then sometimes you forget about it. and that's the problem.
Yeah.
But you learned over time, you got to have like this little level indicator. If you look at,
Exactly.
that's what you got to keep your eye on when you do the broadcast to make sure.
Exactly,
You'll
man.
learn.
So I just wanted to ask you that. Yeah, that happened to me this morning. Live and learn. But yeah, so that's why my jam session was late this morning, guys. But it should be on time tomorrow. See y'all in the morning. See y'all later tonight. Let's make some money tonight. And I'll see y'all in the drive-thru tomorrow as well.
See drive through tomorrow. Check them out at halftime tonight. Around halftime between the Colts and Chargers with Mitch. You'll look at the halftime picks there. We'll see if they agree. Maybe they disagree. But whatever it is, it'll be a good debate there with Jay and Mitch. All right. Have a good one, Jay. Jay Briggs here on the drive through. All right, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we will do a complete recap here at the end of the show. It's an NBA-focused day tonight, and I can tell you right now, there's a lot. My screen is lighting up here with totals, and we're looking at the numbers here. It looks like the total's creeping up here on this Pacers game, up to 234.5 now. So right now, we're seeing a lot of line movement here. We're seeing some play on the looks like it was some play here on the home team Pelicans, up to 1.5 from 1 in many places. But yeah, there is this line. My odds screen is just lining up right now. Of course, all you got is the NBA tonight and that one NFL game. So there's going to be some lot of line volatility. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Next up, Jovan Burts. Find him over at Pick Dodge. What a great year Jovan has put up at the site, man. You just check out his numbers. They've been on fire this season. Bring him Jovan. Jovan, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight, 8 Eastern time. Pelicans here to host the Pacers. This one's had a massive line move here. We've seen the Pelicans down to about -1 to -1.5. Total's kind of held firm here around 234.
Yeah, and I'm on the under in this one. Last I checked, Zion Williamson wasn't playing, and for me that looms large. This is a team that has a lot of talent, and some nights they play defense. Let's just say that, because some nights they give up a boatload of points also. But they have players that could play defense, but they also have a lot of injuries right now. Players that are under the weather. So it's hard to tell who's going to be in the lineup. You got players like Herb Jones. He's a defensive type player that's not may or may not be on the court for tonight's game. But with all that being said, it's the day after Christmas. You had a lot of good times. Probably for the players, and I think that that might affect their shooting in this one. On both sides of the court. You know what I mean? So you have the Indiana Pacers last 3 games stayed under, and I'm banking on for the fact of the matter is Indiana, they go up and down the court. That's they get a lot of possessions out of their style of play. But I think that it's going to be one of those nights where there's going to be more misses than makes in this one, and without the production of Zion Williamson, that's just going to loom large as far as scoring for New Orleans. And I don't think they want to run and gun with the Pacers, not possession for possession. They still have guys like Valanciunas. He doesn't want to go up and down the court like that. McCollum, I think he's playing. I don't know if he wants to neither. He's not a spring chicken anymore neither. You know what I mean? So day after Christmas, I took that into consideration when back in the total, back in the under rather, and that's where I'm at, the under.
All right, we got Jovan here on the under. Pacers Pelicans under 234 here. We're getting a little bit of buyback here on that number, but it still looks like it's going to settle about 1.5. And I think what the news here was with Murphy. Murphy was as questionable. Trey Murphy is now out of this game, so that's for New Orleans. So no Williamson, no Murphy, no Ingram, and Nance is still in question here for the Pelicans.
Right. I mean, sounds like another shooter out. I'll take that. Trey Murphy, he knows how to shoot the three. So, that's more than my liking. Just another guy, that plays offense, that could fill it up a little bit. He's out. There hasn't been Brandon Ingram on the court in quite a while, and the news is Zion. That weighs into my thinking of the under in this one.
Yep, and you still got to, and for those that you've still got to wait out on Aaron Nesmith, the shooter, the scorer for Pacers. He's still on the questionable list on that side, so we're going to be missing a lot of points in this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know Aaron Nesmith, from his days in Boston, he just loves to jack up threes. That's what he does. You know what I mean? He plays some good defense too. the problem with him is he doesn't have a lot of respect from the referees, so he's gonna get into a lot of foul trouble. That was his problem in Boston. I'm pretty sure that's probably still his problem in Indiana. Doesn't get the respect, from the officials and get a quick whistle, a lot of times. But yeah, that's just another player who in like his last 5 to 7 games, he was actually putting in some good work. Filling it up a little bit. He has the potential. I'll give him that. So this is another player who I don't want on the court, basically.
All right, we got Jovan here. Pacers, Pelicans under 234. The lines are moving like crazy. You can actually find some 235, 234 and a halves out there. So the markets are moving here in this one. Shot for the best numbers. We got Jovan on record here under 234. This one will have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs PM for tonight's action. As you've been doing a great work here for 2022, 2,899 units of profit here for 2022 over at Pick Dogs PM. Tonight we got that one NFL game, 7 on the board here from the NBA. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's money, so you know what that means. Time to get this money with my Money Bag Monday Night Football Mayhem play. Just the Monday Night Football game. I got that on deck, and also have another play on the NBA side. So just 2 plays for me today. I didn't really like much. It really wasn't all that much on the slate. I did miss out on the New Mexico State. I think they pulled it out. I did miss out on that for the premium. I just, it was one of those things where I had it in the radar, and then I just forgot about it, focusing on the NBA. So that's what happened with that one. Else I would have put that up, when I had the opportunity. But yeah. So I got those 2 plays, and you can check me out on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly. If you've been rocking with me, for 2022, save for the summer, with baseball, because baseball is crazy. The rest of the months, been hitting, hand over fist, been getting that money. So, match me on one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 capital promotional. It's all here, Sports Chat Play. Well, SCP betting and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs. 2,899 units of profit for 2022. That's all documented over at Pick Dogs. Showing great profit this year in college football. Showing great profit in the NFL, combining for over 2,100 units of profit from those 2 sports. Showing profit in NBA, showing profit in college basketball. He's been on fire in all the major sports. Get on board with Jovan Burts right now over at Pick Dogs. Right now, he's got that Money Bag NBA total breakdown up on the board at credit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Individual play here from Monday Night Football as well, but we've been talking about this weekly pass. This is probably the best week for the weekly pass with the bowl season coming up here with all the major bowls, the playoffs as well here on the weekend. 7-day all sports pass, all of Jovan Burts' premium plays here from college football. The bowl games, we got NFL here on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. All is NBA, all is college hoops. It's a 7-day all sports pass. Get on board. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You can also add a second capper with that 2-point capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jovan, as always, great having your show. We'll talk with you on Friday. But no, we can catch your video series over on Pick Dogs with the parlay of the video.
Yeah, and that's already in the can for tomorrow. So, just waiting to get put up.
Very good, very good. Here you go. So a lot of free picks there from Jovan here on the drive-through on the weekend show, and of course get his parlay video over at Pick Dogs. So just make sure you subscribe and you be able to get that video notifications. Well, of course, the notifications when we're live, so you're live with us. Get the best numbers, get all line updates here, and the picks on the show. All right, Jovan, have a great week. We'll catch up on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great night, win, and see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the drive-through. Let's continue, guys. If you miss a pick or any picks, we will get them to you here at the end of the show. I will let you know that Rod Zawacky could not be with us today, but we do have his pick, and we'll have the pick from Rod during the recap. Let's continue on here on the show. It's time now to welcome in Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I'll bring in Al right now. We got him off the poker table. It's very busy. I could hear all the chips on the table and guys pounding bets in at Al Ninos on a high roller. Al Ninos, let's bring him in right now. Al Ninos, what's happening?
Oh, pretty good. How are you doing, Tom?
All right, really good. All right, here we go tonight. Late night game, NBA TV. So if you're at the poker room at 1 in the morning now, Ninos, you'll be able to watch this one. You can sweat the game and you can sweat the table. We have the Trailblazers here.
Oh, no, I'm about to head out any minute. So yeah.
Oh, head out? A hit and run, huh? A hit and run for Al Ninos. Trailblazers here host the Hornets. Portland laying 5, total 238.
Yeah, couple games. This NBA card was loaded with injuries and question marks, and I was waiting a while to put my pick in. A couple of actually 3 picks that I liked before getting this one went off. So yeah, a few picks I liked by the other cappers tonight, but this one I think has a bit of value as well. I think the Blazers here are obviously the better team. They'll be at home, but again, just laying a few too many points. I think where the Hornets can't keep this one competitive. They're not the best team in the league, but they do have some pretty good players, and I do think they match up decently well with the Blazers here. And I think again, if it comes down to the wire, I like my boy Dame to get the job done, but again, that wire that still wouldn't cover the spread. So I like the points here with the Hornets.
All right, Al Ninos likes the 5 here with the Hornets against the Trail. But do your shot because we're seeing some 5.5s again. With a limited board today, all you have is 1 NFL game and you have 7 NBA. You're going to be seeing a lot of line moves. So my suggestion is you guys do some really good shopping right now because these lines have been moved. I'm seeing red on my screen this hour here. You can find 5.5 in this game. We're also seeing some money here on the over and as well. So that's something to look at there in this one. But anyway, Hornets plus 5. Of course, we've seen the return here of LaMelo Ball here for Charlotte. Of course, they got past the Lakers, get the win there. Now you add Ball with Rozier, Hayward, Washington, Plumlee. So you got some decent starting 5 there. Of course, this is a team you always worry about the depth. On the Portland side, we're still waiting word here on Hart and Nurkic. They are probable, but they are showing up on the injury report.
Yeah, no, I expect them to play, but there's a couple other injuries with the Blazers here. I don't like too much. Payton and Winslow are out. And, those are maybe not their best players, but there are some pretty good role players, and I think that might keep them from covering lines like this as long as they're out. So yeah, I like the points here with the Hornets. Lines come down a bit, but I still think anything really north of 3-4 points is pretty good here.
All right, we got Al Ninos here on the Hornets plus 5. There's some 5.5 sprinkling out there, guys, so check it out. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time on NBA TV. All right, Al Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 7 on the board from the NBA. We also have that 1 NFL game tonight as we have the Chargers as well as the Colts ready to roll. And you're doing good work in the NHL. We have a big card tomorrow in the NHL as they resume play tomorrow, showing profit there. So what do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, definitely not coming off my best weekend, so definitely looking forward to the return of the NHL. But I do have a play in the NFL tonight that I like quite a bit, and a couple plays in the NBA I like a bit as well. And my best bet, my college football obviously already went off a long time ago.
All right, guys, got on board with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his NFL Monday Moneymaker on the board right now. $30 credit guarantee. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Also on the board is Al Ninos' NBA Monday alley-oop on the board. He's already ready to roll tomorrow. He's got an NHL power play. Couldn't wait. He's ready to go into with an NHL big hockey bet going in there from Al Ninos. And, of course, we always talk about this 7-day pass. It's a great time to get it. You get all of Al Ninos' premium plays for 7 days, all his hockey, his NBA, his, of course, the college basketball, which resumes again tomorrow with some conference games. And then, of course, the bowl games. We're going to have a lot of bowl games, a lot of volume this week in college football. So the best time to get that 7-day pass. Also, the NFL plays on Monday, Thursday, and a big 14-game card on Sunday. That's also part of that 7-day pass. So get on board with it now. Of course, don't forget the college football playoffs begin on Saturday, New Year's Eve. That's also part of the 7-day sports pass. That's why I tell you it's such a great time to get it right now with all these sports overlapping. With Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs. Pay him get that 7-day pass. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al, it's always a great having you show. Have us a good drive home, and we'll talk with you again on the recap a little bit later here.
Yeah, I'll see you in a minute, Tony.
You got Al Ninos here on the drive through. Speaking of recap, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap here at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Time to welcome in Millz Young, making an appearance for us here on the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Does great work up there. keep an eye on turn of year when the UFC returns. He has been on absolute fire this in 2022 with his picks here from UFC and Bellator. He's been an absolute monster when it comes to handicapping mixed martial arts. Let's bring in Millz right now. Millz, what's happening?
Man, what's going on, Tony? How we doing today?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. Colts and Chargers. Chargers on the road here. They're going to be a favorite here at 3.5. Total 44.5, but you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a game right here. You know, you got a new quarterback in town, so, you know, anything's liable to happen in this game. You know, minus 190 for the Chargers ain't too bad against the Colts, you know. If you can get maybe some extra points with the Colts, maybe alternate line it, you know, if you guys are betting the team. But don't worry about that. I got something to get you some money, some green, and bet everything in between. And I got a player prop. And growing up, my favorite wrestler, Bret the Hart Hitman, it's only right. I got to go with my man, Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman Jr. Right now on the season, I think he's at 84 receptions on the year, at about 860 yards on the year. Last year, he only had 86 receptions, so he's definitely going to eclipse that on his way to getting 100 receptions this year from the backyard of USC. But that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to give you the stats and facts. He's 4-1 over his reception prop. Over those games, too, he eclipsed some big numbers, going for 10 in one game, 7 in the other, 6 in the other, and another one going for 6. So I'm going to be taking him over 5.5 receptions. That's my player prop to get you on top.
There you go. We got Millz here on Pittman over 5.5 receptions, minus 120. Well, he was targeted a lot last week in that crazy game, 39%. And prior to that, 21%, 33%. So he's definitely been targeted fulls. When you look at the complete, again, this is not a yardage. This is a reception. Millz talked about he really likes these receptions because, again, when you're without Jonathan Taylor, Foles is going to need some help here to get that ball moving. May go with these short passes just to get loosened up and to try to help out, just try to move the ball as much as possible without the big guy in the backfield.
Yeah, man, he's going to be checking down everything that he can to Alec Pierce and the tight ends in there, just because Nick Foles is one of those guys to where he has a quick release on there. So definitely, man, Alec Pierce's receptions already went from 2.5 to 3.5. So, stuff like that's moving. Michael Pittman, he's the same thing. He's a little short receiver. He's great in the slot. So, I look for him to get those screens early in the game. You want to get your main weapon acclimated to the new quarterback because those guys on the other field, you got Keenan Allen, you got Palmer over there, you got Williams, you got Austin Eckler. All those guys are going to be throwing. So, you got to match that. You got to match that with your best out there. And, it's his third year in. So, I think they're going to be looking to try to pay him after the season. So what other way to go out, and get definitely a bigger game on this Monday night?
There you go. We got Millz here. Pittman over 5.5 reception at minus 120. This one will have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Millz, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim. As I said, he put up some great results in MMA. Awesome, 1979. But Millz is also showing profit in the NBA this year, showing profit in college football. Huge bowl week as we've talked about. NBA, we got three days of NFL. Woo, lots happening. Millz, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Man, just for today, I got 2 plays to get you paid. I got one in the NBA, one in the NFL. Man, when you're talking about these bowl games, I just get hype up thinking about it. I already got 3 plays already marked up. I'm going to put them out on the site probably later on tonight. But these are 3 plays that I targeted last week. Already got my articles written up for them too. But just beyond that, I'm hyped, man. My Kansas State Wildcats is about to pull the upset. You know what I mean? Like, when you get this far, how you going to fall off your team? So, man, I'm K-State all day.
K-State all day. There you go. We got a bonus there from my man Millz. Get on board with Millz over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been on absolute fire in MMA. Also, as we said, showing profit here in all these many sports, NBA, college football. Ready for this college football bowl season. We got 4 bowl games tomorrow. We got 4 here on Wednesday. We got 3 here on Thursday. We got 5 here on a Friday, and of course we got 4 here on Saturday, including the game between Alabama and K-State. Then we have the playoffs. So I'm telling you, it is a monster week of college football right now. So get on board with Millz with that 7-day pass, right? The 7-day pass is what you want. All premium plays here from Millz for 7 days, including all the premium plays from these bowl games. all this NFL. Remember, it's a 3-day work week in the NFL. We got the Monday, Thursday, and that big 14-game card on Sunday. So lots of going up. All these playoff implications. You know the NFL. You got all these teams hovering over 500, and it's a rat race to the finish. It's really what we got right now. So that's what's going to happen with the NFL. NBA, college basketball relaunches again tomorrow with a lot of we're getting into conference play now. So a great time to get that 7-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Millz, it's always great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again on Thursday.
All right, man. See you guys soon, man. Hopefully we all win our bets tonight. But yeah, man, let's go ahead, man. This is the time, man. Like you said, those bowl games just get me hyped. You know how it is, Tony, man. We got some teams going there from our backyard, some little bowl games I'm looking at too. So definitely gonna be an interesting time out here in LA.
That's right. We got some of the minnows out of the way. It's all the sharks now. The big conference schools coming in now. So we're ready to roll here with the bowl games. They're getting serious now. Getting serious. So get on board with that 7-day pass. All right, Millz, have a great night. We'll talk Thursday.
All right, see you soon.
You got it. Millz Young here on the drive-thru. Guys, again, if you missed any picks, we'll recap at the end show. Also have a pick here from Rod Zawacky, who was not able to make the show tonight. But Rod says, I was scheduled. I know people expect me to be on the show, so I'm going to give you a pick. So that we'll have a pick from Rod here at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up, it's my pick, and then I will actually let's get my pick, and then we'll go through the injury report again one more time from the NBA, as it's been a really active line. These lines have been really moving here this hour here, especially again because there isn't much other than the one NFL game and 7 NBA games. So the NBA is getting a lot of attention. You can see it in the betting right now with these line moves. So let's go ahead and get my pick. And right now we'll be looking at the Spurs and Jazz game. This one has not moved. It's been pretty much around the same. Jazz 4.5. There are some 5s out there, so it's kind of a mixed mark, but it's been like that as we've seen. So we're going to go here with the Utah Jazz here. We're going to take the Jazz, lay the 4.5 here. The Spurs have just been a terrible home favorite. I mean, this is a team, yeah, we might have got a little excited with them when they make some covers. They have some upsets, but I think we know what they're after, right? They're after that top prospect in the draft, and I don't look for them to be winning too many games down the stretch. Let's just take a look here at this. I'm going to see if I can refresh the injury report here, because we'll see what we have here. As we're getting really close to the top of the hour, it does take a little bit of time for these injury reports to refresh, because they're getting so much attention right now. Let's just take a look here if there's any late actives. No, it looks like the NFL is still the same, not much change up. But we'll get to the NBA here in a second. Let me just tell you my reasoning for this pick here tonight here with the Utah Jazz. We know the Jazz here coming off a nice win here in their game against the Wizards. They kind of pulled away there in the second half. Had a pretty good output there from Malik Beasley and Jordan Clarkson with some scoring. There was really a 13-0 run here by the Jazz. It gets really a tough spot there for the Wizards in that one. But anyway, getting to this game, one of the reasons I like it here is just really how horrible of a home underdog that the Spurs have been over the past 2 seasons. Just 14-21 as a home underdog, the San Antonio Spurs, and they're lacking talent. The Spurs have lost and failed to cover 4 of 5, and in that period of time, they've given up 120 points per 100 possessions while scoring 113 per 100. Also, too, here, when you look here at this Jazz team, they've won 2 straight, covering as favorites against losing teams, and they've been averaging 126 points per 100 possessions in those victories, giving up 115 per 100. And of course, the Spurs, we know what they're after, right? We know what the Spurs are doing. They're trying to get that position themselves for the first-round pick. It's not so easy anymore to do it, but again, I think that's what they're looking to do. So we'll be on the Jazz here, lay the 4.5, and this one will have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog Stream. Tonight, I've got 2 plays remaining on the board right now, but my best bet from the NBA, then my best bet from the NFL is my $15 premium play right now from Monday Night Football. So 2 premium plays up there. Hit my pick last night on the board. So we're going to come back with another winner for you. So check me out over at Pick Dogs. Get my 2 plays that are remaining right now on the board. My NBA premium play as well as the premium play here from the NFL tonight. Also, my longer-term pass. You can get on board with a 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select. You go to my handicapper page and make that purchase and use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off and add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, before we get to the recap, Let's take a look here last time here at this injury report, which has been quite an interesting report here. We can now confirm here that Curry and Harris out for the Nets. We can now add Robin Lopez out here for Cleveland. So late addition here, no Robin Lopez. From the Clippers Detroit game, we have some news here. In addition to, we know Leonard's out, we know Livers out. You can now add Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley out for Detroit. So that's a late addition here on the Detroit side. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, looks like their questionables will be out. No Anderson, no McLaughlin, no Prince, no Towns. On Miami side, if you didn't get the word earlier top of the hour, Adebayo and Butler out. So Adebayo is now out, Butler out, Dedmon, your 7 out here for the Heat. So there's some news there. Indiana, we are still waiting word here on Nesmith and Smith. But on the Pelican side, out are Daniels. Daniels is now added to that list here. So no dice on Daniels. So Daniels, Ingram, we've got Herbert Jones now out. Liddell Murphy was a late addition, top of the hour. Now Zion Williamson. So again, we're looking at the starting lineup here of Alvarado, McCollum, Graham, Marshall, and Valanciunas here for the Pelicans. So big changes there. On the Houston Bulls side, still Ball, Caruso, Jones out here for the Bulls. Green still remains questionable here at this hour. Let's take a look at this Utah San Antonio Spurs. Spurs pretty much a clean injury report, and Utah, it's Olenek. Let's get to the Charlotte game because there's some news here. We've got Smith still questionable. Richards doubtful. Martin, the scorer, he is out. Cody Martin out for Charlotte. On the Portland side, Little, Payton, and Winslow out. On the injury report, but probable are Nurkic and Hart. So there you go with the injury report here from the NBA. Very busy injury report tonight here in the last hours. We've seen a lot of line moves in this one. So let's see if there's any other line moves to report to you, as we are seeing still some 5.5s and 5s in that Charlotte-Portland game. Let's see what's happened with this Nets game. It's going to probably settle back around 2 with Cleveland -2. And Clippers and the Pistons, looks like it's about 5.5. There are some 6s out there, so there's been some movement there on the Bagley news. And the Timberwolves are now the favorite in the sharpest book in the world. Has the T-Wolves favored by 1 right now. There's some pick'ems out there, but do your line shop and get the best number there. And we just reported there on the Bulls game. We are seeing the line creeping up a little bit on that Nets total now up to 220 now in one of the sharp books overseas. So we're seeing some money come in here as we're hitting the top of the hour. All right, let's get to the recap on a very busy NBA night tonight. Again, they're getting all the focus right now, and you can tell by the line moves going on all over the place. So let's go ahead and do the recap. Let's bring in Al Ninos to help us out. We had Brian was on the Cavaliers laying 2 against the Nets. Jay Timberwolves a pick 'em now against the Heat. We have Jovan was on the Pacers. Pelicans under 234. Al Ninos likes the Hornets +5 against the Trailblazers. We had Millz on Pittman over 5.5 receptions -120. Here's the pick from Rod. Rod could not be with us, but he sent over the pick. Bulls Rockets under 231. We did not cover that game, but let me make sure it's around the same number. It is 231 in most places. There are some 231.5 right now on that one. So do your shopping, get the best number. And of course, I'm on the Jazz, lay the 4.5 here against the Spurs. All right, we'll go over to Al Ninos. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I got to go with the Timberwolves. If this line keeps moving, I would be comfortable laying up to 3, maybe even more with the Wolves. They look in a pretty good spot here with all the Heat injuries.
Yeah, I will go with you there as well with the Wolves. I liked them yesterday at 4.5, but now we're adding Butler Adebayo to the injury list. And also, you can find pick'ems in some places, but you're going to find -1s a lot and a lot of the boards up there. But pick'ems still shown in many places, so that'll do it there. That'll do it for this edition.
Might be a good alternate line too.
You may look at the alternate line.
I think they could win this one.
Yep. And Michael Santoro chimes in. Totals in the NBA are out of control rightfully as nobody wants to play defense. Maybe a change after Christmas break, especially for teams that are going to the playoff push. I think one of the reasons for that is, as we've talked about this before, Al Ninos, the NBA starting lineups are getting younger and younger and younger. And these players just seem to be so more offensively focused. They don't have the defensive skills they once had coming into college. And again, they're not being drafted for their defense. They're getting drafted for their offense.
Yeah, they all like practicing their threes now. That's what they're practicing these days. So used to be the dunks, now it's the threes. So everyone seems to be shooting, and
it's a faster game.
Because the Warriors have success with it, I guess people are going to try to replicate that. So
Yeah, and the rules favor it too, right? No hand checking, no aggressive fouls. That's the thing is the aggressive fouls give some of these guys, these younger guys, a little bit more confidence knowing that you can't get too rough with them.
Oh yeah, that's very true too. You don't risk a career-ending injury before getting paid or anything like that. But also, about the shooters. I mean, it's also the game involvement as well. I mean, you can do a lot more when you got shooters on the floor. I mean, we've seen with Ben Simmons what just having one guy that can't shoot the ball can do to your offense. So, not that you can't make it work, but definitely having two people that can't shoot on the floor at the time definitely becomes a problem fast in today's NBA.
No, I said the game has become much more faster. Go in person and watch it. You don't see the teams hold up and let everyone set anymore. They are flying up and down the court now because, again, you have all these young legs, all these young players are in the starting lineup now. Before they'd be coming off the bench, and you'd have like guys in their late 20s, early 30s in the starting rotation. Not anymore. Not anymore. You see the guys at that age coming off the bench now. So that's how it is now in the NBA. So it's been a different change as it's getting more and more younger in the starting lineup. And of course, they don't have the defensive skill sets they had before because they didn't have to, because they were drafted. They got drafted into college for one thing: to score. Right? It's hard to score. There's a lot of teams that can't shoot in college. If you can find a guy that can shoot, boom, there you go, and you just let him shoot. And that's what we're getting. That's what we're seeing getting drafted into the league. Is shoot, baby, shoot. That's the NBA. All right, let's do it here that'll do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow here live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We're bringing our cappers in from Pig Dogs Sports Chat Place. We'll have a bigger menu tomorrow. Boy, we'll have some bowl games. We'll have some a lot of NHL. I know Al Ninos is waiting for that. We also have a lot of NBA on the board as well. 10 NBA games I think we have tomorrow, and a lot of and we have some conference games from college basketball as well. So we have a pretty busy week. It's gonna really start rolling here tomorrow, and then on Wednesday it gets even crazier. So we'll have a lot of action for you guys. So make sure you tune in. Don't forget, over at Pick Dogs, start every day 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. You got Rod, you got Mitch, you got Chris. You can catch Al Ninos on that show on the weekends. That's the morning show. So check it out there. Also, all these video series. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tools show. We got Jay's Jam Session. Every pick from every game on the NBA board. Ron Romanelli's college basketball pick rundown. Also, we've got Jovan's parlay video. So lots happening over at Pick Dogs. Check out on Wednesday with the NFL show with Mitch as well as Jay and Big Al McMorty. Don't forget to tune in to halftime for the halftime picks from the Chargers and Colts. So make sure you set those notifications so when Jay and Mitch are live, you're live with them to get the picks and get that play in before the line moves too much at halftime. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go and bring in our crew for tonight. We're going to go wave goodbye to guys. You guys have a great evening, afternoon. We'll talk with you.